Hey everyone, and we're back. It is the solstice night, the third night of the year, and it is the night in between spring and summer. So tomorrow is going to be the first day of summer, and it is lit up by fireflies. It's considered kind of a blessed night, blessed by the goddess Alona. And all the fireflies are everywhere, so they do not require this torch, though I have it lit up because I was switching it out for the new radius of the torch. It's gotten smaller because it's considered more. I just thought it would be better if it was smaller a little bit. Alright, so we don't need the torch, so we're probably going to have Hisan. Oh yeah, so everyone only has one action point, and in the morning they're going to lose this last one. First thing first, let's wake up Bola. Bola is going to be woken up, and he's going to regain one of his points. Thank goodness. So he's not exhausted, he is tired. And he will pop back up. Boop. There he is. We're going to put this blanket. We're going to go here. Create a new file. Blankets. So that we don't have to carry them with us. And they stay with their beds instead of travel around with the hummins. There. Alright. So Bola's awoken. That's like one action. He's like, woohoo! And it's Solstice, so he can move wherever he needs to. I'm not sure. I think what we're going to have him do is actually get the ladder and go up here and cut down these trees. I know Nima only has one action per turn. We're going to move her from this. That's a square. So she can move diagonally, because this square, boop. Alright. Also, I have a different background music. Instead of the monster theme for when Nighties could appear, it's the solstice night, kind of more calming and pleasant. So she has one turn. Oh yeah, Bola Jin. Bola... I woke Bola up, but that was it. So we actually need the one action turn. And Nima needs to go there, but Bola can actually be moved beyond that. Alright, let's get Bola. This is half square, this is a square. I think he's pretty much here, because it's not there. Yeah, alright. So he's going to leave through this door and come into this square. And there he is, he's outside, so that's his whole turn. These three can't move. They're too ill, too tired, they're exhausted, and they're ill. And one is pregnant, so. Lola. Gonna move Lola. Is that a square? I think this is a square. Oh, right, the light ones are sub-squares. So this is a square. It's hard to tell. I'm thinking of redoing the grid instead of using the computer's grid, my own grid, and it will be more. It'll be easier to see. The big squares will be outlined in black, and then there will be little white dots to indicate the cross-section of the sub-squares. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So he's got the axe, and we need him to collect thatch. So I'm thinking that beds can be made from thatch. So it does take a resource. You get thatch from harvest. You get grain and you get thatch. And thatch can be used to feed animals if you don't have grass. And it can be used to create roofs. And I'm thinking it'll be used to create a bed as well. And you can create a double bed with it. But the thing is, I've been working on the weather system. And with it, I've realized I need a temperature system. And I've worked on that, and I've realized that the benefit for the cotton bed will be that it's +1 warmth. And then you've got a fireplace that's +2 warmth. A hut will be +1 warmth, etc., etc. And, warm clothes will be +1 or +2 warmth, I think it was. So I'm working on a lot of different systems in the background. He picked it up. It's his action. Bowden. Right. So he's going to drop that rock. Drop it like it's hot. He's going to put it there. And actually, I think we're going to have him work on it and make it into a piece of stone right away. So I'm going to find the structures tab and this is so we're going to put that up for that one. We'll probably put it here. Yeah, so that's the health of the rock. He has to hit it 3 times. Technically half of its health to build it, and then it has 5 health for hitting. But since it's 5, I'm going to have him hit 3 because it's not even number. Alright, so then there's Hisan. Hisan can pick up this bed. He could have picked up both beds. Anyway, he can pick up this bed and put it in here and then shift this bed over once this gets built up. I might keep Bola here so we can pick this up and shift it back and then leave, and then Hisan comes in with the other bed. And then we get Bola to get this ladder and start heading up. But he needs the axe. So first thing is Hisan's got 2 things in his hand. He's going to... Oh right, he needs to do the fire. Well, we'll move him. We'll move him 1 over. And he's not moving with his stuff. There we go. And he's moving over. Alright, let's make sure it lines up properly. Just because. Alright, and that's Hisan's turn. Whoa. Bola's taking 2 turns. Awesome. We're going to put this back at the top and put Bolajin here because we're not moving Michelle or Allie. We're just going to keep them up there, and I move my little hour counter. Let's see. Let's go down to Nima. Nima the Explorer. Up a square. She got her action. Lola. Diagonal up a square. Oh yeah. Little baby Marlin is gonna go to sleep. He kind of blinks his eyes. And then he sleeps. Oh! And he's asleep. So that's her turn. Lawrence, we're also moving him. Okay. The slightly brighter ones are sub-square. So that's the square he's in, and then so we move him up to this one. Alright. Good. I have thought, I was about to say, and the cats move nothing, not a bit. We'll move them. Kittens go up there, but basically, it for the interactions, if you're happy, maybe the dad will stand with the babies. Yay! If you're happy, it's +1 to interactions across the board. If you're sad, it's -1. If you're angry, it's -2. But if you pet a cat, it's +1 happiness. And if you pet a kitten, it's +2 happiness. So that's what they are useful for. I'm thinking they might also get a little pouch. So if you own it, it'll follow you around and have a little pouch, and you can have a little inventory with the cat. If you own the cat. Actually, we should probably name the cats. Alright. For this one, I'm gonna name Hugo. This one, she's so... Let's see, what is white and green? Green eyes, white, fluffy fur. Purra. Her name is Purra, like a purr, like cats. What are the kids gonna be called? We'll name the two boys first. Maybe Purro, one of the boys, after his mom. And Hugh, after the dad. And Puri for a girl after the mom. And Huga after the dad for one of the girls. So cool. One boy, two boys, two girls named after mom and dad. I like that. Cute. Maybe I'll make them laying down and sleeping as a texture possibility. That's really ambitious of me with all the other stuff that I'm doing, and very cosmetic, but it'd be cute to, see him laying, and it wouldn't be too hard because all the white female cats I can do laying down, eyes closed, don't have to worry about the eye color. Same for all the white dads, all the calico dads, laying down, eyes closed, don't have to worry about the cats that have green eyes or blue eyes or brown eyes or yellow eyes. They all will have one look. Same with the kittens. You can just make the kittens fall asleep. They all look the same, bundled up, except for different coat types. So that wouldn't be too. It wouldn't be as much work as making them all different the first time I did it. Bola. Alright, first we're gonna do Bowden. Bowden has +2 to his hit points with this. So he does one, oh, I didn't take which rock was it? No, that rock. Okay. Feel, put it down there. Alright. So one, you really need to get him a mallet, and then it'll be 3 hits per turn. So 1, 2, that's 1 action, 2 damage. That's Bola's turn, or Bowden's turn. I get their names messed up so easily. We're actually going to bring Bola back into the house. Which is silly, but he's going to pick this up and move it as soon as this area is active. That's 1 action for him. I guess we'll have him, that's a square. We'll have him pick up the bed. All this finagling to get it working. Come on. Alright, there we go. We've got 3, no, we don't have 3 beds. Bola, there. Oh yeah, his tool belt. We won't worry about the blanket this turn. We'll just get him. Oh, the blanket must have been turned off. Did I turn off the blanket? I did. Well, that's fine, because he's carrying it. So he's picked it up, and that is his total turn. Hisan is going to drop that piece of coal here so we can make a campfire there, or thereabouts. So that's going to be his turn. Because I talked last time towards the end of the video about how I'm going to try to make this game, remake it basically, onto the Vassal digital board game engine, and I'm already kind of thinking how some tweaks can be made to make it a little bit transferable better. And one of the things is that instead of having blocks that look like this, like 2 blocks equal, because that's just kind of redundant really. Instead, it'll just be 1 block equals 1 square, and then you pile them up on top of each other, and that's how you build a wall, and they just snap together fine and dandy, you know? Instead of because this is all the same. That's 2 squares, 2 blocks, 4 blocks, 2 squares stacked on top of each other. You know, it's redundant. It's not necessary. So I think that's how I'll work it, and that will actually work better with the game system, the Vassal engine. And it doesn't require much coding at all. You can make a game with no coding whatsoever. But it does allow you to do a little coding if you know how to code. But I don't, so it's really useful for someone like me. Alright, so move the hour counter. Boligen gets moved back down under turn, and 1 action gets moved down. Okay, so we're going to do Bowden first, because Bowden hits it for 2 technically, but he only needed to hit it for 1, and it turns into a piece of stone. So we can delete that actually. Go here and duplicate and pull it up. And now we got a block of stone. Awesomeness. We don't have enough thatch to make it, you know. We need that thatch now, and then we'll be able to extend the actual room. But yes, we're doing good. We've extended the house. So that was Bowden. 1 action. Let's go down to Nema. Yeah, that's a square, and that's the middle of another square. So move her up. It'll be good when the traveling merchant comes. He's actually going to be coming tomorrow, and I have his whole little family, and I haven't made all the items that he's going to be selling, so I'll have to do that before I start up the next day. And they'll be able to buy. They've got plenty of gold, or at least the Sovereign does, 16 gold pieces, and that will be something that they can use to make all sorts of things. Cloth and a sailboat, or not cloth, but warm clothing. Of course, we only have a weaver. We can make clothing, or we can't make clothing with only a weaver. We need a tailor to make clothing, unfortunately. Nema is the weaver, so she can take raw wool and turn it into cloth, and that's something. But maybe not the best right now. Son is going to what did we have him do last time? Oh, we dropped the coal. I was like, it doesn't look like it, but that's what we did, because it's behind him, so he dropped it, and it's in the field. Good. Alright, so Hisan, to pick that up, he's gonna need to put the torch away. So Hisan, put the torch away. It's not needed anymore, which means I don't have to go all the way up there to move it anymore, which is nice. So it goes out, and he puts it into his inventory, and it takes up 2 spaces in the inventory. It looks like his little moral compass goodness crest or metal with wings is glowing because there's a. It looks nice. Looks nice. Okay. Poor Hisan. He's so happy here and so sad here. He'll get there. So that's his action. Yeah, we're kind of wasting Bola's time because as soon as morning comes, he's going to sleep again. Maybe. He slept. This would be a day. He'd have his 2 turns tomorrow night too. We might actually not. We might have to keep them right on the edge of exhaustion until we get enough beds for everyone. Which sounds like a concentration camp. It sounds really bad. Alright, that's going to be the turn. We're just going to have to wait for the others to get up here. So that's 1 action. No one had a full turn. Alright. Nima going up. Oh, Shiki. Is that? No, that is. But that's full and that's full. So that's actually not a good idea. This is her square. That's a square. So she goes up. Oh, if she goes up, there's a space. Good. Next to Lola. Lola. That's a square. Square. Diagonal is that square. Yeah, so she can move diagonally this square and get to that sub-square. Alright. 1 action. It is taking quite a long amount of time. And it's wasting time for Bola to get that ladder and go up there. Yeah, we might just let Hisan take care of that and put. But he's already picked it up. But he's just waiting there doing nothing, and he's the only one that's gotten some sleep, and everyone else is gonna faint. Ugh. All right, when it gets built, it's gonna extend it backwards, which means they're gonna have space to crawl around or move around the bed itself. So we'll have Bola. This is a problem. It's like trying to figure out the best ideas, the best ways to make them work, and Anyway, so this bed is gonna go here. Starts here. Technically, it extends to here, but it looks like it's over here. And then there's a door. Then this floor is going to extend to here when we get the addition. Oh, but we might have to flip it. Anyway, that is fine and dandy. And then Hisan, once the house is made, he can come in and but now Bola can't get around it. Oh no. Why me? Okay. Okay, so Bola. This is a square, this is a total square, right? That's what I've been doing so far. So he moves to this edge of the sub-square, then he puts the bed down so he can get out of this goddamn hut. Okay. Now he places it. And now it's down. Good. Alright. So that's Bola's full turn. They've moved. Bowden staying. Alright. One full square. Maybe when they're tired, well, that would be really difficult. I was thinking maybe when they're tired, just tired, they could lose 1 action point. And then when they're exhausted, they might only move 1 sub-square. But then could they... I don't think so. I think that'd be too much. Bowden's not doing anything. Hisan... Really, there's nothing for Hisan to do. He could go pick up the ladder and have it ready for... But then he's got to do... we'll let him just stand there. Alright. Whoops. It went into someone's folder. And the action counter and moving the night over, we're at midnight basically, or the beginning of midnight, the midnight hour. Maybe I should make it like it should be 11 hours, so then I could have a middle hour that is the middle of the day instead of 2 hours. Oh well. Bola is getting out of there. Hasta la vista. And so out of there and into this sub-square, or this whole square. That's his actions. Lola is gonna, that's a square, that's a square, that's a square. Into this square, here, the little baby. 1 action. Nima. This is her square, so that's not an action. But if she, yeah, that's what we'll do, the same path as Lola. There. Nima, that's 1 action for Nima. Lawrence, that was a square, so he's continuing to go diagonal with his little piece of thatch. Which looks like for now we only need, I don't know, I'm really tempted to make a little chicken hutch right there. And then 2 farms. We're gonna have to move the fireplace though. If we put the fireplace there, that full square can be a farm. This full square can't be a farm. We could have a farm here though, but it wouldn't look as cute. And I want it to look very cute. So, Bowden's not moving, and Hisan isn't moving for now. So that's, now we're skipped over. It's the second half of the night. 1 action, move up to there and move Bola underneath that. We're gonna have Bola get into this square, and that's diagonal, and that square is right there. So he's gonna pick up this ladder that has not been utilized since the first night. So I'm pretty dang glad that we're finally using this ladder. And I think Bola Jin is the one who built it in the first place. So it's kind of come full circle into the hands of Bola Jin. It's like right above, right under his eyes and his intense gaze. He's like an eagle. He looks kind of like an eagle in a way. I like him. Alright, Bola up there. Lola, continue on over here, probably up to this sub-square. Hisan is definitely going to pick that bed up to get it out of the way. Because there's no... yeah. Because that's a square, and then... that's a square. So Bowden, the 2 blocks, and the bed completely take up, so she can't even get to Bowden. So Hisan is going to pick up the bed. He's got his torch away. And there we go. I was thinking that I was trying to figure out, in preparation for the Sidorian sovereignty with all its kids, I was trying to think, what can kids carry? And kids that are dominant can carry one large thing. Neutral kids can carry two light things, and submissive kids can carry one light thing. But two neutral kids together can carry one heavy thing. So then I thought, well, what about two submissives together? And I decided that two submissives together, helping each other, can carry one heavy item. So that's kind of a new rule, new update type thing. Let's see. Nema, that's a square. There's barely any room. Would she be considered blocking? I mean, I think they can pass by each other and just squeeze past each other, but if there was no space for him to go to, then it would be a problem. So she's gonna get onto his square, this square, so she can go there. Well, she can be there then, because she's in the same square. Good. Lawrence, he's in the same sub-square Lola and them were, so up to there. Now they're getting packed in. And Bowden, still no movement from Bowden. He has to be handed the thatch. He's going to throw it up there. He's going to hit it once, and it's going to extend the roof, and then it will be changed into a larger house. Then I will have to make a decision about what he's going to do with that stone that he's holding. Are we going to make a chicken hutch? I mean, how likely are we to even get a chicken? I mean, the chicken is all the way over there, and we don't have wood even yet. And we need this wood. Oh, man. Yeah. Let me check something really quick. I want to check the terrain. Resources, nature, stone. Okay. So, put the stone layer back up. Okay, so that's a drop off right there. Drop off and drop off. So if we get the ladder, move it up, get him up there, grab the ladder, move over here, put it up there. He can go to here, but he can't jump. That's a gap. So we'd have to use the ladder again to climb over, and use the ladder again to get down, to get these, but he can do that. So I think using these for beds, maybe using this for a dog. Oh, but that's got the honey, and honey is a really valuable thing. We don't, long term, we do not want to chop down that tree. We're gonna have to chop down this tree, and that only gives us like one log, and then leave the log, put the ladder, climb over, cut down, then pull them, put the ladder back up. But in the meantime, we will have 3 beds, because we're going to use this log for 1 bed, then we're going to use it for a campfire. So we need to be conscious of who has the axe. Oh, great. We're like, Bowden is going to go off, but he's the one who can build stuff. Alright. Let's open up the cave system again. Okay. So, I think that was the end of an hour. Move up. Move the action up. Move him down from there. He's the one. Yeah, oops. Yeah, I think he's gonna be, I don't know. Alright, well, we're gonna get Hisan moving over. Let's see. Square. He's gonna move over here. That's Isan's one action per turn. I'm glad they can all see. This would be an absolute disaster if they couldn't see. Lola is going to move up to this sub-square. She can't hand it to him, but he can take it from her. So he is going to... Or maybe we'll just have... But what does it really matter? Because it just happens faster. She'll throw it, or he'll take it and then put it up there. It gets built faster if she puts it up there. No, she moved. Does it get... Wait a minute. It doesn't matter. We're just going to say he doesn't do anything. Nima... That square, move over to this square. She might just drop that log there next turn. And then... Because he has to build, or we'll just let him build. Yeah, we'll get him going to find more logs, and we'll have Bowden and... But then the axe need to be handed off. Not good. Alright, anyway, Lawrence is going to move into this sub-square, or this square, and then move over into this sub-square. He's going to, next turn, pull out his axe. And Bola's gonna have to... That's one big item. He can carry 2 of those ladders, so I think he could grab a ladder and an axe without breaking a sweat. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because it's one big item, and then it doesn't take up both his arms because he's a dominant. So Lawrence has done his turn, and Bola is just gonna wait, and that's another hour. This hour, then 2 more hours, and it's morning. And we still... Everyone is going to collapse. So we have to think he needs to be in the bed, because he'll sleep through the day. So we need Lawrence. Yeah. Lawrence will be one of the sleepers. So I think Bola's adventure is going to have to wait. And then when he does come back, we're going to need to create... we're going to have to create like a gate or something to keep out the Nighties, because the Nighties could spawn, and now we've got climber Nighties and amphibious Nighties to deal with, and so the threat is real. Right, so Lawrence is going to... Is his axe out? Nope, it's behind him. He's going to pull his axe out. Put it into this hand. It's hard to see, but it's in that hand. Well, we'll just shift that over there so it's more visual. I guess Bowden or Bola could take it from him as one of his actions. So, yeah, Bola is going to take the axe from his sovereign. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll take that axe now. And he'll... I think it is Bola's axe, actually. Oh man, I'm going to have to look back to the first thing, because they have ownership over things. People are allowed to borrow stuff, but they do have ownership. So he's kind of holding both the axe and that. And that comes important later when the toolmaker and the forger and the blacksmith make money on the side selling tools to other humans. So that was one action. This is action number 2. Looks like the Master Sword down there. So that's his turn. Oh yeah, we need to keep him here because people are going to collapse. And some people can't move at all. We'll see what happens. First off, we're going to have Lola throw her thatch onto the building. Plop. Oh wait, she can't reach it. No! Okay. That's one square. She can switch it if she just simply switches places with Bowden, which is within a sub-square, so it doesn't break the rules. So now, her one action can be to plop that up there, and she can also then switch places with him a second time, because that's not an action if it's within a square. So that's pretty... Whoops. I grabbed the whole resources folder. So that was Lola. Move her up. Bowden, move him up. His action is going to be bump, and that turns this whole thing into the big version. Let's see, right. If I do, I am going to port it, but when I do port it, it ports it over to the Vassal engine. It won't be that different. Like, you'll have the resource guide. Let's see, paste. Now we gotta find it. It's probably gonna be floating somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Alright, the new... I like things being nonverbal, like with the resource guide, or I guess it's actually the recipe guide. Like, everything is... It's all, you know... I mean, language is visual, written language, but it being not written out is, I think, good for a lot of people. Kids too, you know. Because not every kid can read very well. So to have something like this, someone could play this game even if they struggle with the English language for any reason. And I like that. So that thatch roof is gone. This actually looks like it could cover another square. So we could do that. Or it could just be something that covers up the rain for the other for them, whatever they're called. What are they called? The chickens, good grief. Let's see. Get this a little bit lower. Alright, so now get rid of that and open up this. Now close that out. Great. So, yes, it's been extended. And so now you can see that bed goes back quite a bit. Let me line it up perfectly with the squares. There. So what we need to do is, combine these two into one layer, and then move them down and combine them there. So now when I, see, up and down. Alright, not up and down, on and off. And then there's that. So because this is deeper, it looks like that. I'm gonna have to pause. Alright, I had made an old version that was big for the deep room, but I couldn't find it, so then I just made the small roof, pulled it up slightly, and attached it to the big roof. So now it's one big roof. It's really cute when you've got furniture, or a little stove or a fireplace, and maybe the cabinet for their food storage, and then you can see a little bed there. It's really cute. It's like a dollhouse when it's open like this and you've got stuff inside. But so yeah, that is the house. We have the first. Well, I guess we made it already, but I feel like it's truly completed, and we can really get people in there and have them sleep and not collapse on us. So now we're going to say, okay, so that was Bowden's turn. Oh, he's on. That was Bowden, and Hisan is going to go into the house. Yes. So close that. And take into the house. Bloop. Alright, so you can kind of see he can't get past because this part of the bed occupies this space technically. But because of the perspective of this house, I had to make it have that perspective. So he saw and did an action. He entered the house. Nima is going to... Why did I do that to myself? Anyway, I gave him the axe when we need him to move up here. And Lawrence has a hay bale that I don't think we need. Even if we do extend the house, I don't think we need it. Alright, well we know Nima's gonna drop the log. Drop the log. Stay where you are. Drop the log. I can't. It's too heavy. I'll smush my foot. That's exactly what Nima is saying. Alright, there. Good. Nima goes. Alright, so we have this hour and then we have one more hour. And it's over. The episodes have gotten short. That's because none of these people can move. So the more Hammonds you get, the longer these episodes are going to be. Alright. Bola. First get Lawrence out of the way. He can't. Square. So if he moves up into this square, he does have a spot. But that is considered, well, not necessarily. So yeah, he can go there. He has thatch, and there's no reason for him to have thatch. Oh dear. Oh well, just in case we needed it, we got him to get it. So that's fine. It's terrible, but I feel like the three sickest individuals, I should say, should probably be allowed to faint, and should just be left outside. It's because even if we revive them to full rest points, well, no, they would, because that's sickness level 1, they'd still be -1 action point. So they still wouldn't be able to get much done. However, if we get these individuals who are not ill, or at least they're only ill on level 1, which has no effect, they can be useful and they can come back to full working status. They can have 2 actions per turn, and so I think that would actually be more helpful, even though it's cruel. It's so cruel. Alright. So I know oh man, we gotta he's not even gonna be in bed by the time. Yeah, he should have, but he wouldn't have gotten there anyway. Yeah, we're gonna have an issue here. Because Lawrence needs to be in bed before morning. And he has only one more action next hour. So he won't be able to get to bed. Huh. That's unfortunate. This game is hard. Oh, man. Alright. Okay, don't panic. We're moving, Lola to this square here. So that's Lola's turn. None of them are going to get in the bed before morning. Oh no. This was one of my issues with Novexville when they only had 1 action per turn, that it would be so hard to predict how soon I needed to get them heading towards bed. And I'd either overshoot it so they'd just be in the bed and waste 3 turns, or they wouldn't make it and they wouldn't have any sleep. Alright. They're gonna collapse. This area is gonna be full of people laying on the ground, asleep. Meanwhile, Bola is gonna go, what? What's he gonna do? Okay, the heroic journey of Bola is gonna have to wait. We're going to have to get the bed situation figured out. So Bola is coming back. He's gonna move up here. We're gonna have him cut, so that turns into 2 planks, and that will be his full turn. I told you that Bola, the island is going to be in Bola's hands, or it might have been. That's why I said it might be someday, but it turns out that is true. So resources, 2 planks, the same 2 planks we keep using. Whoops, not Bola. And now we get rid of the log. Okay. So now, what we really need to do is turn 1 into a gate to keep the Nighties out. Of course, if we get one that crawls, then it's up here. It's gonna crawl right down. And if we get them over here, yeah, well, we'll just see what we get. We'll just see what we get and deal with it when it happens. Alright, so the best thing we can do is get them as close to the bed as, well, we don't want them to completely block things because we want Bola to be able to move around. And right now, everything is pretty much blocked. Okay, this is a square. Yeah, and that's a square. So we can move Nemo over to this square and move her up to this sub-square area. So that leaves a square open here. There's a square open there. There's a square open there. There isn't a square open towards here, but basically I'm trying to think, how is he gonna pick each one of these individuals up and at least put them in the hut so that they're somewhat safe. There's quite a lot of space in the hut, so it's imperative that, anyway, we'll figure it out. Bola will keep everyone safe, I think. Hopefully. Lawrence won't be awake to help people. Okay, so this is a square and this is now a square. So his son is going to move over here. I'm probably gonna stand him here in this sub-square, and then he'll collapse and drop the bed. Okay, we're gonna like, so if he collapses, he'll collapse on these 2 sub-squares. He'll drop the bed onto those 2 sub-squares. So that's kind of a cheaty, not really cheaty, but manipulative, exploitative way of getting the bed where I want it to be. And then it can be picked up and put into the bed. His son, Oro, yes, he had his action. Bowden, we're gonna have him, yeah. This is a square, this is a square. So Bowden is gonna collapse, he's gonna drop his rock. So we need to at least move him down into this sub-square. His rock is gonna have to fall away because he's taking up 2 sub-squares when he lays down, fainted. And the rock is gonna have to, I guess, tumble there. But we've already moved Lawrence, so things will have to be shifted around. And Nema, I thought we already moved Nema. Did we move Nema? Let's see, last time I thought we had moved Nema and then we hadn't, so I'm gonna hope that we didn't and move her into the house. Hopefully she didn't have a turn, have 2 actions that turn. Alright. Oh wait, it's one. Oh. Okay. We actually have 1 more hour. Panicking and getting confused. Alright. That's lucky. Okay. Now I'm worried I'm messing up majorly. But I'm not sure. I think it's okay though. Alright, so we're gonna have Hisan. We could have gotten him in there then. Maybe to that one. Anyway, we're gonna have Hisan drop the bed and put it into the hut properly. So structure. Move the bed, drop it there. And then we're going to take the blanket that he's got, which he carried on top of the bed, and put it within the blankets folder. Put that there. This one goes here. Alright, so that was Hisan's turn. That was Hisan's action. Okay, so Nima is actually right there. Which incredibly means we can put her in the bed before morning, which means she'll become basically part of the nighttime staff. She'll sleep during the day and wake up at night like Bowden. Which I wanted Lawrence to do that, but due to confusion and complications, we're not gonna be able to have that happen. But we could do that with Nima. At least one person we can have be part of night staff with Bowden. She'll still only get 1 action per turn next night because so in the morning they technically all lose that, but then by the end of that day, nighttime, she'll wake up and gain it back. Bowden needs to be asleep though during the day. Oh no. It's okay. We're just gonna have to say he'll get exhausted again because we have to have him awake. See, this is how bad it can get in the beginning. With the Novakians, it's not like this anymore. They all have beds. They all have huts. Well, what am I saying? I actually have 3 people or 2 people that are unconscious right now in the bed, and in Novakia. But they all actually have beds now for them and huts. So it's better. So alright, so I'm gonna pause it and make a version of her that is laying down unconscious, or maybe I'll do it in front of you guys. Alright, so there she is, and then I just select it. I copied it and then pulled it away, and now I select it. Then I just kind of, she looks evil there. Then I just kind of tilt it. It does mess up the pixel art, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is a pixel art game. Oh, yeah. I have to turn off a bunch of stuff, like the night layer, because it messes up the colors. Alright. Let's see. With her... Whoops, yeah. Why is that happening? Something is happening. Oh, it's the afternoon. The afternoon texture or color overlay was messing it up. So you have to make sure nothing messes up the, and maybe one there. Maybe move the nose back a little bit. Yeah, that's really cute. Alright, so Nighties, or Nightlight again, and then we can go back to our file. It would be better if she put all her stuff up. Oh, that's something I hadn't considered, that she's sleeping with a fishing pole on her back. Anyway, not sure. how we'll work that in. But she is asleep. Well, I do usually like do that. And then so that she's roughly in the same position. Now the little green thing is right next to her and that's above her. Then you move the whole folder and she's asleep. Oh, she's sleeping with a smile. I didn't change it. I usually change it, but that's so cute. See, she's gonna make the best of this situation even though it's tough. She's a trooper. Okay, so Bola, who should be going to sleep right now, what are we gonna have him do tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow he's gonna be putting people into the hut, as many as possible, and we're probably gonna get him to go down there, get that, make a bed, maybe get both, make 2 beds, put them outside so more people can sleep. Maybe put them in here, more people can sleep. Oh, actually, I can line them up like this. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Yep. That's what, because we can now go in straight to the back and move along the back. We don't have to climb over the beds, which is what I was thinking I wasn't going to have them do. So now we can have the beds because they can enter from the top side. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, good. So that'll mean if we extend this house instead of have our little chicken coop, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 beds inside. I don't think, like, there's 2 squares and then I think there's only 1 sub-square back here. I think that's how it was. I can't remember how what happened to make me figure that out, but somehow I remember calculating that. I don't know. Alright, so Bola is gonna drop this ladder. Oh my goodness. We're gonna call it Bola's ladder now. Cause it's his ladder. And I think, cause I like the idea of them having possessions and little houses for themselves, and I like that. He's gonna put that ladder there. We're also gonna call this Bola's axe. Cool. So anyone who uses it is borrowing his axe. Bola Jin. He's in a good position because his wife is a tool maker, Mora. So any tools she makes, he can get them for free basically because it's helping them as a unit. If she wants to charge other people, it's like, well, give me something, give me a lump of coal or give me some kindling for my fire, and then I'll make a tool for you. Or giving the materials plus a little bit of payment, and I'll give you a mallet or another pitchfork or something. So that's how the little economy is going to work once we're not on the edge of, destruction. Alright, so Bola Jin, what did he do? He dropped that. 1, 2. Alright, I know what Bowden's going to do. Bowden is going to put that rock there. And then he can collapse wherever he'll collapse. I don't know where. Maybe he'll bump his head on the rock and that'll be really horrible. Then I'll have to be like, should I dock health points? And I'll be like, this game is too hard. My own game, I've created it and it's so hard. There. Okay. Bola, right. Oh, Bola did 1 action, but he is. So I was thinking, I'll make a campfire. But now I'm like, should I really do that? I should probably... Alright, for now, there's no extra rock. He can get that rock or that rock. If he breaks that rock, first off, we'll lose a little bit of the protection that it gives us right now. If he breaks that rock, it'll take like all day, probably, or most of the day, and he'll get one lump of cobblestone like that, and then he'll bring it back, and then he'll build it up, and then there'll be more room. I think for now, what's best is a campfire and one more bed to fill this space here. I think that would be in our best interest. So we're gonna have him chop this for a campfire. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Resources. Let me just quickly look. So you chop one, you get 2 of those. And I think one of those makes, one of those plus a coal makes a campfire. Alright. So these 2 get put back up. And, whoops. Grabbing Bola. Whenever I say his name, I think of Ebola, which is not good. Not a good association. Bad Bola. There. Alright. There we go. We're getting somewhere. It might not feel that way, but we are getting somewhere. The only problem is, well, no. That's the square, and this is a half square cut off by the water. So if he picks that up, he can go diagonally over there and do that. So that will be his next turn. He dropped it and he cut it. Good job, Bola. We're getting some... Oh, this is the final hour. My dog is making weird noises. Lawrence. We are... Okay, half full one. We could get him... Move him over to that square. And he'll be closer. It feels like we could have gotten him in there, but I'm not sure. Either way, that gives him enough room to collapse. She doesn't have enough room to collapse. They'll just collapse on top of each other. Will he be in Bola's way? That's what I'm worried about. Because I want him, once morning happens, pick up this pile of sticks. Move this from this square to this square diagonally. Build a campfire there, and it's lit right away. Then he'll turn this into kindling, and it'll take up that square. And then we'll be able to feed the fire, because fires have to be fed kindling to keep them going. And I've got, let's see. So for a campfire, when it is first made, it's lit. It lasts 20 hours, which is 1 day and 1 night. It can be relit by 1 coal or another fire. So if I take a torch to it, it'll light it up. And it's maintained so it doesn't go out by 1 kindling fed 1 hour before it goes out. So every 20 hours it needs to be fed kindling so it doesn't go out. So we'll have a fire going continually, and we still have room for a little farm right there, and we can let it go out and move it maybe one day. But this allows it to light up a huge area. It doesn't light up right here, but if we move it over, it won't light up right in front of the door, which we want it to. So it's going to be there. And if we put it here, half of it will go off into the water, and that feels wasteful. I feel like if we put in windows, we can say that the light filters in. Even when it's not a solstice night, the light filters in and it lights up the house. My dog wants up here with me. Okay. I got this computer chair and she likes to sit. I scooch over and she sits right next to me. She's a sweetie. Alright. Should we move Lawrence? I am worried if we move him, he'll get in the way. Alright. We'd move him over here. We'd put him here. Bola would pick this up, move into its square. No one else would have any turn. So hour over, move him over here. That's a new square. Move him up to this square. Oh wait, no. Yeah, this is a square, so he can move diagonally to this square. So Lawrence wouldn't necessarily be in the way. He would be if he dropped his stuff, though. If he drops his stuff, that's a problem. Where is his stuff gonna fall? Maybe on top of him. Maybe that's how it works. I don't know. We're keeping him there. We could move Lola over. So then, because Lawrence wasn't going to be in the way if he's there. No. And then Lawrence's thatch can fall where Lola is. Alright, we'll move Lola over here. So she's not in the way. She can be picked up and put in there. And that is that. It is... Okay, they've gotten through spring. They're not... None of them are dead, which is an accomplishment, I'd say. They might technically be on the verge of death. And it is the first day of summer, which means the texture of the grass of the island is going to be shifted. I'm going to make it brighter, probably. Maybe make... Yeah, just probably... Maybe have little itty-bitty flowers here and there. Nothing like the big flowers that you see over here are used for dye. You get them, you put them in a mortar and pestle, you grind them up, and then you put them in either a clay jar or a glass jar. And then you can paint with it, with that specific color. So this is like this light blue color. That's what it gives you. This flower gives you this dark blue color, 2 tones. Or really 3 tones. See, this really dark blue, a mid-tone blue, and then, or a light blue, and then a mid between those 2 extremes. Same for this one. So one flower gives you 3 colors within 1 paint bucket, and that's what those flowers are for. But the flowers that I want to put to just signify summer would be just aesthetic. You wouldn't be able to pick them up or anything. Maybe extra like growth. Maybe the texture of the grass will look like there's stuff coming up more. Just make things overgrown. Maybe have a random chance to grow more grass and stuff. Like weeds. Maybe these will be weeds. And then there'll be stuff that's actually good. And, maybe any type of plant you have a random chance. Like a hops tree could start to grow. A tree could start to grow. Oh yeah. I have trees growing. Oh, I think I already showed that in another video. Maybe a coffee bean plant. Herbs definitely be useful. Mushrooms maybe. We'll see. Maybe summer will be a big deal. I know the merchant's coming tomorrow. Or today, I suppose I should turn it. And da-da-da. The first day of summer. Alright. So, that's the end of this nighttime episode. Thank you for watching.